I gotta pay.
You gotta pay. You gotta
Crazy
pay.
horse.
I gotta take a crazy horse. Gotta take a crazy horse.
Don't let the children go inside. They want to buy something.
Yeah, don't go inside. You'll buy something.
Oh.
Step on crack. Take your mom back.
Don't break Mama's back. That might happen in the back.
Oh yeah.
Puppy dog.
Howdy peeps and peoples, hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Okay, this video here, this is a continuation of our family trip out west. To North Dakota, we went out to see Wyoming. We went to see the Badlands, Crazy Horse, Mount Rushmoore. We went to see Devil's Tower, which was awesome. In my mind, Devil's Tower and the Badlands made the trip. And Mount Rushmoore there. Got to stay by a gold mine, a working surface gold mine, and got to tour a small underground mine, and got to look at a presentation visitor center there for the Homestake mine, which was an underground mine, the hugest underground mine in the Western Hemisphere. This thing was freaking gargantuan. 8,000 something feet down. The temperature at the bottom mine shaft was 135 degrees Fahrenheit. It's amazing. Just thinking about that. 8,000 something feet down. It had, I forget how many miles, and it strung out along miles and miles and miles. But let me get to my notes here. Crazy Horse was a pretty neat sight, set up to show respect to the Native Americans. Was put on by an immigrant family by the name of Kirchhoff. Got together with an Indian by the name of Standing Bear back in the 1920s to start a huge sculpture on the site of a mountain near Custer.
And it's supposed to be the biggest statue in the world.
It's going to be the biggest statue in the world.
It
Yep.
is. Mm-hmm.
And it's, what is it? Crazy Horse on his horse.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a, Tater put a picture down there. All right. So then we went to, what'd you think of Crazy Horse?
Cool sculpture. Just didn't have them yet.
Mine, they don't have no eye holes in this one.
What happened?
They call him, crashing horse, because he has no eyes. Yes. That's not funny.
Not funny.
So there's Crazy Horse up there. It's going to be him and his horse. So his horse ain't, they got to do hit yet. But they got him some switchbacks, some roads get him up there. And then there's a hole up there under his arm. Huh, interesting. And I guess the work is speeding up quite a bit because they're getting more equipment involved. But they'll have to drop their pile down more too. But, Mommy, what was his name? It's Korowski or whatever his name was, the guy that's So anyways, he run a mill. He had him a mill, did logging, sawmilling, and what else did they do? Logging, sawmilling, and dairy farming. Ran a dairy farm with the family. Get all this kicked off. This guy really put a lot of effort out into this. He was an immigrant, and then he was working with Squatting Heifer, or one of the, what's the guy, the Native American's name that got this started. He had some kind of bull in his name, or something, heifer or bull, or so. Anyways, him and this guy got this started. A very well-educated Native American, and then they got this all off and going. This property here, and it's a whole center. It's a big deal. This thing's a big deal. So, but you know, that's why a lot of the equipment's there and stuff too, because he did other things besides just hewing on this rock, you know, through his life to fund all this, because he wouldn't accept money from the government or something like that, because he figured the government would take over and mess it up for the Americans, you know. So.
You think we can go look at that skidder?
And they started on that sculpture in like 1920. I don't have it wrote in here. It's in the 20s. And it's still not done. But the family didn't want any, I don't know, they don't want nobody to touch it.
No.
So
government
it's still not
funding
done.
or anything.
I had some comments wrote down on Crazy Horse that I can't repeat. Daddy got upset at Crazy Horse, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can't talk about that, but yeah. We won't get into that. That's negative. Pass.
Yeah,
Pass.
that's a no
Okay.
boot.
So we're all looking around, you know, and we're all having fun. Thought we stopped, pulled off here, headed to Mount Rushmore, and we look up there, and there's one of the presidents up there, George Washington. Huh. So we're on the backside of Mount Rushmore.
Here, Dad.
And Levi says this is granite. This is my comment down below and let us know. I think it is granite. I think I'm with him.
What's granite? Look at this. What's granite?
Yeah, it looks like a countertop in there, don't it? That is beautiful. They're just the reflection off these rocks. Look at the reflection.
Right here. Yeah, this it's like crystal emerald. Here, right here. Right here. Right here. Right here.
Mm-hmm. This is beautiful.
Granite is the prettiest rock.
Oh my gosh, look at
Look at that.
look around. Wow, this is gorgeous. Huh, peoples, Mount Rushmore. This is plumb daggone amazing.
Fire ants are destroying the beetle.
Next, we went to Mount Rushmore. Now, this was an event. Mount Rushmore is awesome. It was awesome, wasn't it?
Big walk to get to the lowest.
It was a big walk, wasn't
It's
it?
worth it.
And the sculptures was 1/12 scale.
Yeah.
So they made these sculptures, and they what's his name? What was the guy's name? So Gutzon Borglund started it on 1927. So Rushmore started about the same time as Crazy Horse. So, and they wasn't, what, 20 miles from each other? 25?
Yeah, about.
So they're real close to each other. Well, Gutzon is who done the, what's the thing down in Georgia? The mountain down in Georgia he carved on. Anyways, Gutzon was already a sculptor. He sculpted something down mountain down in Georgia. I can't remember. But anyways, he started on this in 1927 with the crew of 12 people. Knocked her out by 1941. So it was a sculptor that lasted 14 years to get that done. And Crazy Horse is
Still not done today.
it's half done. Is it even half done?
They ain't even
It
got
ain't
the
even half
horse.
done. Crazy Horse ain't even half done.
And they started before Mount
And they started before Rushmore. So, okay. So in 1941, the funding for Rushmore seized up
because of World War II.
because of World War II was getting kicked off. And I think the funding ran out. Pearl Harbor happened December 7th, 1940. So in the spring of 1941, the money started drying up. And Gutzon has passed away, but his son was with him the whole time.
And he's gonna carry
Yeah, and his son said, I'll finish it for Dad. So his son realized after the bombing of Pearl Harbor and World War II started that the funding was drying up. He said, I'll tell you what, boys. He said, we'll work on this thing till the funding runs out, and then we're walking.
We'll call it a day.
Yeah, so the monument is not done, but it's finished enough. And they figured it's finished enough to call it good.
Mhm.
So in 1941, somewhere around April, I think they put their picks down and shovels and walked off.
Yep. I heard. Mountain goat.
Mountain goats. Out of all this, Calvin got mountain goats.
Hey, Mommy. We gonna see it. We gonna see it, Mommy. Tell everybody how.
Hi
We're
everybody.
gonna go here and see Joe Biden. What? Harry playing in the rocks over.
Who is those people? Wait.
Do you know George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, I think, Theodore Roosevelt, and maybe
Good job, boy. That's better than Daddy could have done.
Really?
It's my smart baby right here. Well, I know them all, but I didn't know he was in the
Ice
rocks.
cream.
Well, yeah, you walked away. You purposely lost us.
Me?
Yeah.
All right, everybody
Yep.
together.
I don't want them to touch me.
Daddy will photobomb.
Are you in it too?
Yeah, I think so. Is our state on here?
Oh, it's been our state.
It'd be the coolest to find our state.
I see it. Look. I see it.
19th state.
Indiana.
Yeah. That is cool. Think of that, Mommy.
All the big statues are here except.
Now what this device is essentially a protractor, a ruler, and the string to pump out. What this does is it actually allows you to take measurements off of the studio model. So by having this on the head, say you wanted to find the tip of the nose, because this is already very easy. Now, on the protractor, we can assume that that's 0 degrees, just for the sake of simplicity. It's straight out. You can use the arm to measure how far out you need to go, and you can use the string to pump out.
The statue they have inside this building is 1/12 the size of the actual. So all they had to do is 1 inch is a foot. So anything they done 1 inch down here was a foot up there. Simple enough.
It's like 4,000 steps to get up here.
How many steps?
Oh no,
Okay.
4,000.
20,000.
At least 4.
Yeah, this going down will be a lot easier.
Yeah, going down. Look across that hill. We gotta walk straight back up. Get that hill. Oh,
Will you
Jesse.
carry me?
I'll carry you.
Please. Thank you.
Halfway. Then you gotta carry me the other half.
At least I don't have to go all the way up there.
Oh my God, I want to.
You kind of want to.
You got your little tag.
It'd take all
Look at this
morning.
hole.
We could if we got up there. We
Look
could
at
be
holes
right there.
driven in the rocks.
Calvin came here for one reason and what?
That's
Oh.
dang.
So did you ever figure out? Oh, here it is. Water wheel. Pelton water wheel was developed in California, patent blah blah blah. So I segment existing water wheel technology was inefficient. Those water. There we go. Now we got this ironed out. It's having a little camera trouble. Okay, we're here at the Stanford Lab Homestake Visitor Center. This is killer. Here's a high pressure turbine wheel, what we found out. Very cool. It was for Homestake Pelton water wheel. Pelton water wheel was developed in California, patent blah blah blah, 1880, to provide hydroelectric power to the gold mines, mills in Nevada City. Now, there you go, 1880 hydroelectric. All right, look up here. This is a big fault gear, or hoist gear. 32,000 pound gear. Is nuts. Look at that. That is nuts. That's a big boy right there. It didn't have keyed shaft. Thought that's interesting. Oh, that's why they replaced it. Look, it was cracking up there. They said they replaced it. I was like, well, the teeth ain't worn that bad. Look, it's cracking up there. Busted loose right there. Y'all see that? That had something to do with this, you know, squeezing on the shaft, set up. See if it's cracking on the other side. I bet it's starting to crack on the other side too. Well, they patched it. You can see where they welded it and patched it on the other side. So obviously this side probably broke free first, patched it, and then the other side cracked. And they're like, we better replace this thing. And I assume it's running off steam power. Would have been a big steam hoist. Double drum steam hoist, it says. That cracks there. That must be from the squish of the cable over the years. Because that's free span on the inside from here to here. See how it's free spanning there? So your cable draw, your cable pull squeezing all the time. And probably, I'd say the middle, I bet this is belly swagged out just a little bit. Start tracking. Here's your brake system. There's your brake system. There's your steam coming in, I assume. Oh, and there's his operating. So there's his band brakes. That must be his clutch. So there's your clutch and your brake. So this is a friction. So here's your clutch, here's your brake. Clutch, brake for this one. And this here would be down through the center. I have no idea what this one does. I don't know if it's like to set the tension or something on something or what. But clutch and brake, clutch and brake. A very neat setup. Which it's all seized up now. There's your exhaust, I guess. Where your steam would blow out the exhaust. I guess this is where it's piped in, or vice versa. So this puppy's always spinning. So was this thing always, when it applied steam to it, was it always spinning? I have no idea. I don't know how this works. Oh, there's old dragline bucket. Wow. Narrow gauge engine. My boys are climbing in. I don't know if you're supposed to be climbing in that or not, boys, but you're climbing in nonetheless. Hey, what? Oh, that's a cute little steam engine. Look at them little boilers. That's awesome.
Dad, do you want to get in the train?
Oh, wow. I don't know what the... Well, there's his exhaust. So I guess they got to control their exhaust. Coming out the front. Is that 1928? Yeah, 1928. So it's a 1928 boiler. Maybe the whole engine's 1928. So what's going on here, boys?
Oh, boy, look. Here, Dad, I'll help you in the train. Oh, figure it out.
Engines need oiled.
Dad,
Oh, wow.
my dad.
So here's your hole to see out of.
I think you see on here. I wonder where the horn is.
Dackermackers.
Where's the horn at?
Dackermacker. Whoop, whoop.
Where's the horn at?
Oh.
So many things.
Okay. There's all his knobs to control all his stuff.
I wonder where the horn is.
Well, that's a hefty boiler. I don't know if that's made to take some
Where-
rock thumping or what.
Where
That's
do
a
they feed?
hefty boiler.
Where do they feed the car? Choo-choo train.
Here's a surviving section of the tank. This is rolled stainless, so I don't know if this was part of it back then or not. No, this is just for looks. Here's the actual inside of the tank. They cut it up to get it out, and then they pieced it back together. They're just using that piece of stainless for showmanship, I guess. That's a big son of a buck. It's probably, that tank's probably My Lord, will it say the height of it? That's nuts. Spiral concentrator. So what it do is it just uses I don't know how to say it, centrifugal force as the mix. So the mix is going in to separate your gold out. So the mix is going in 30% solids to 70% water. And then as the speed goes down there, the gold, the heavier material, stays towards the inside, and these little scoopers catch them. Catches the gold and it drops down there, or heavy materials like gold, where it breaks down the majority. So you're dealing with smaller amount of stuff. And then the material here is for wear. Look at the pits in it. It's got a thick material for wear. It's a neat little gizmo. It's a neat little gizmo.
You know, you got the railroad tracks and all that. You got motors.
It's inside the
cars
elevator.
And all that. And you have chemical toilets out there. And it really is a lot. And then you go to the right where the Davis is, and it's all silver.
There's
It looks exactly,
tracks in the bottom of it.
you know,
Yeah, garage door
it's just beautiful.
open and shut.
It's just, and so that's kind of cool. The minute you walk out that door into the drift, it's like, oh yeah, you're underground. So you think it's worth it.
I like to see the laboratory as a catalyst for new ideas. You can do that. I'd love to see it a little bit deeper than that. That will serve a lot of needs. The original
I don't know if this thing can lift you, man.
I know.
That's just a kid. That's just a kid.
So that is my cutie, my brothers.
So if there's evacuation, emergency, you can put 30 people in here.
There's emergency for 30.
But just going in, 18.
Is at the 6,800 foot level. GP level.
Then we went to Spearfish Canyon.
Yep.
You got anything to add on Spearfish?
No, it's just pretty cool. There's waterfalls. You can hike up to them. Like play in the creek. That's about it.
So it's the Army Guards unit here at Sturgis.
Mm-hmm.
Full of
Loaders and just armored
all
up.
kinds of equipment.
Except they've been
Bulletproof
militarized.
backhoes even.
Yeah. They've all been militarized.
Got a bunch of Humvees.
Hummers and everything. Bad excavators, wheel loaders. Giant trucks.
All right,
Wagons.
Sturgis.